So it's been about 2 days since I last filmed, and the progress with the chilies has been immense. There has been constant sunlight for the past week, and I've been keeping them outside in the day and keeping them in my room, which stays quite warm during the night, and the progress from this has been immense. One problem I have noticed is that some of the leaves have started to turn yellow, and in response to this I've been keeping them out of direct sunlight during the day, just putting them in like residual sunlight, and hopefully this fixes the problem over time. To keep track of the progress of my chilies, I've been making notes on when I've seen their sprouts. So for example, as you can see here in this calendar, I've got it. So I did 2 sets of planting, and I've given them 2 different codes, and I've said how many of this certain code I've seen today and how many of this new examples of this code seeding, so I can see their sprouts. And that will help me write up a bit of, in a more scientific way in my EP project. I can hopefully analyse that, make it graphical too, and make it look fancy. So that's enough of me talking. I'm going to show you the progress with my actual chilies rather than just me explain. So here are some of the chilies. This one is not looking too good actually, but yeah, as you can see, these are the ones I'm saying about them becoming bleached by the sun. So I'm going to keep them out of the sun from now on, just in residual sunlight. These as well have been affected a bit by this, but not as much. And yeah, these are going well. These are the ones that have been kept outside since the start. And as you can see, there is only 1 sprout there and nothing else in the rest. Over here are probably the best ones so far. These are the ones that have been kept just here, and they're quite green. And yeah, there's about 5 sprouts there. And in other news, to keep myself entertained, I have been trying to create a sort of home gym setup. The tent is up at the moment. I'll go around this way. But I made a squat rack and bar. That's quite fun. So here's that. So if I kick the pallet down, you can basically see that there's this, which is the bar. It's all made out of pallets, of course, apart from the bar that goes across. And you go in there, you lift it up, you stand on this, and you do some squats. I'm going to be doing a bit of that later. I also have this rope which goes up into this tree, and that is just fun to climb. Well, it's not, it's really painful on my hands. One has to wear gloves. Also, me and my dad made this, which is currently drying so that the sap gets out of it, but this part here is going to be a pull-up bar, and we're going to hang a boxing bag off of this bit, so I'll show you when that happens, because that's going to be pretty cool. I've also got to cut up all this excess wood into firewood, and actually, this whole thing has come from the trees in this area here. So we cut a few trees down and made this, which was quite fun. Yeah, we've also done some work in the cabin. So this is my log cabin. We put these bits down here. See this? We put in 3 of these on each side, because these mats, which go on the floor when you want to sleep in here, always used to sink out the bottom and it looked really not neat. Also, I put this shelf up and put some stuff on it, and just generally tidied up in here. For my sister, my dad basically turned, you can see this is a fence the whole way around, this has been turned into a ballet bar, this section, kind of, like a, you know, that sort of thing, no biggie. Yeah, this I'm gonna turn into firewood as well. But yeah, it's going quite well in our house. Starting to get bored now. Probably going to work on my EP finally. Oh dear. In here we have this fish tank that I'm actually going to be using in my setup for the extraction. There's some moss balls in it, so the oxygen content is quite high. Conveniently, so yeah, that's going to replace this just because it looks a bit better. It's got a higher capacity, so it'll be able to keep a better low thermal mass. So it's a thermal mass essentially that should be able to keep the temperature quite low in the system. But I'm going to go through all that in a lot more depth for later on, so because that's a whole separate section of my project. Before I get into proper EP with my chemistry setup, I think it might be necessary to clean up my shed, get myself a bunch of working area and working space. I mean, I've got 4 computers here and a old TV and a fish tank. There's plenty of stuff to clean up and move around, so I might do that first. So I've been cleaning my shed for about 5 hours now to try and get it ready for me to do work in it, for me to do my project in it. It's the main place where I'm actually going to be doing the project. So as you can see, I've swapped that black bucket out for this fish tank. It just looks a bit neater, higher capacity. I'm going to put some ice in it, some water, it'll be good. I've put this shelf in to give me more space. I've put this shelf in to give me a bit more space. And I've just in general just tidied up a lot. I've hoovered it all, I took everything out and I made this a lot neater, and yeah, it's looking good. It's not finished, it's looking good though. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna get the this set up probably tomorrow. No, not tomorrow, it's Easter Sunday tomorrow, day of celebration, no working. But yeah, that's what's gonna be happening. Here you can see my chilies. This one got a bit squashed somehow. I think the dog might have tried to eat it or something, but they're doing alright. They've been out of direct sunlight all day. I found these. Now, I don't know if you remember near the start of the project, but I put a bunch of seeds just in this and left it. Well, we've got some ugly looking seedlings because they haven't had sunlight in long enough. So I'm going to see what happens to these, see if I can recover them. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Well, it for today. I've just been cleaning all day, but yeah, there you go.